love this idea of taking students' words and kind of collecting them and using them when they're having a really tough day. I think you could also do this with staff. And so what I did is I went ahead and took this idea and I set up a Google form. And so on this Google form, your students can fill it out. So they'll just put their email, their name, and then they're going to write down something that they would want to hear on a really hard day. It could be an inspiring quote. It could be a message to themselves. Again, whatever they wanted to add. And then all they have to do is hit submit. And then what you're going to do is you've got this spreadsheet and it can create this nice little graphic for when students are having a bad day. You can print these out and hand them to your students, just to kind of remind them like, hey, you said this on a really good day, or just to remind you that this is a tough day, but here's a message that can kind of encourage you to get through, because we all have tough days. So to set this up, you're going to have right here this Google spreadsheet, and you are going to go into File, Make a Copy. So again, you're going to make a copy of the spreadsheet because I've already set up the AutoCrat for you. So again, if you want it ready to go, you'll just go to File, Make a Copy. It will make a copy of the Google form, and it will also make a copy of everything that you need. So then once you have your copy, you're then going to go into Extensions, AutoCrat, and Launch AutoCrat. And then you can kind of decide, again, I want to hand these out for students as they're kind of needed, or maybe I want to email them out to staff as they're needed. But you'll click this little edit pencil. And once you do that, you're just going to hit next. Right here, it's pulling that template. If you wanted to remake it, you could add your own. It's pulling tough day and it's having them write down what they want to hear on that tough day. And then it's going to rename it. Now right here, I could do single output mode, which would put all of my quotes into one slide deck, and I could quickly print them. So if you wanted to print them all and then hand them out to students as they're having that tough day, you could do that. You can also do where it says multiple output mode. This is creating that separate file for each student. If you do this single one, I highly suggest you make a copy of this graphic that I will also link in this folder. So right here where it has the carrots, you'll want to add a name spot. That way when you're quickly printing them all, you'll have, okay, which student said what. So again, you're going to want to have like a name spot for all those quotes so you know who that quote or that message goes to on that tough day. So that's one thing I would add if you are doing this single output mode. But if you're not, and you're just going to copy and paste this to an email or download it as an image and send it in an email, then you can do the multiple output modes. Mine are saving to this folder, so you can save yours to a folder. You'll just create a folder in your Google Drive, and then you'll link that folder and delete mine. So again, you'll just go in, you'll choose your folder and delete my folder. And then on step number 8, you can skip the others. You can decide if you want to email this. I don't want to email this because I want to send it as needed, because I want to send it when my students or my staff is having a tough day. Where if you do want to send it right away, you'll just hit yes. But again, I don't want to do that. I want to send it when my staff is having a really rough day. And then right here, it's just running the AutoCrat. So you can decide if you want to wait to run it or if you want to manually hit play. It doesn't really matter for this job. So again, if you want to print this, I would go ahead and add that name area on here. And I can go ahead and kind of show you how to do that. And so that way you don't have to. So again, you'll just add a text box if there's something else that you wanted to add. Name. And I'm going to put it probably down here. And that way, if I wanted to print these, I have them all down there, and I can quickly just kind of print and hand them out to my students or whatever I needed to do. So then when I'm in AutoCrat, you're going to see that there's a new tag that's going to pop up, or it should pop up, and we might have to save it first and reopen it. And sometimes you'll have an AutoCrat that comes over on the side. You need to upgrade it. So somewhere down here, it's going to ask you to upgrade it to version, I think, 3. Go ahead and click that. So that way you have the one that's kind of in the middle of the screen. That's more of a pop-up. Okay, so right there we've got it all pulling, so we're all set. So again, I can't wait to see how these messages encourage your students on those